ready in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Where my mom's at? Where my mom's wearing thongs, hitting bongs at? Raising kids, cleaning shits, need a long nap. Where my mom's at?
Where my mom's at podcast with Christina P.
Man, I just realized I got room for a Bauhaus poster here. Super pumped. Listen, y'all. Oh, the little boy sold out already? Never mind. That's crazy. I didn't even plug it. Okay, well, it looks like all my shows are sold out that I was going to plug today. No idea. In the Little Boy in Austin. And then, Helium. I just added one night in Barfalo, New York, Judork, Barfalo at Helium Comedy Club September 6th. And then I head up to Toronto September 7th. So you got to get those tickets now. And they're going to go really fast. I may add another one because it's doing really well. Winnipeg, almost gone, September 8th. And then I do Comedy Works downtown Denver, September 14th through 16th. And then I go back to Short Lake Titties Pootah for Wise Guys, October 13th and 14th. I just love all these cities coming up. I cannot be more excited with stand-up right now. It's just the best. It's the best. I love Sattva Mattress Company. People ask me, Christina, do you really have Sattva mattresses in your house? The answer is yes. Yes, we do. Every single mattress in our home is made by Sattva. The ones my children sleep on, the one Tom and I sleep on, even in our guest room. That's how much I love this company. And I sought them out years ago, about a decade ago now, because I wanted a king-size mattress, but I didn't want to spend a lot of money. And you're thinking to yourself, well, how can they do that? How can it be so much less? Well, because they don't have overhead for physical shops, for salespeople, and it's a solid quality product for a very good price. Their customer service is excellent. You get a 90-day free in-home trial. If you don't like the mattress, send it right back. Easy in-home setup and delivery. They really are just the greatest company to buy your mattress from. So now go to sattva.com/theshit for $200 off. That's sattva.com/theshit for $200 off your next mattress purchase. Listen, I know everybody here is still reeling from the excitement of the Sisters of Mercy concert. I know you guys were all there on Saturday. How much fun was it to wear your goth clothes and like just see all the other fat old goths? It was amazing, right? No? Okay.
Yeah, it was great.
So I just love the Sisters of Mercy, one of the great goth bands, and I'm sure they listen to this podcast, so I don't want to be too hypercritical of the lead singer. But man, let me tell you, they changed it. You know what well, first of all, let's back it up. I had a blast. One thing I might recommend to any mom is like, just remember fun. Like, I know it's so hard because fun is like the first thing that leaves your life when you're a parent, especially a mother, because you're just on 24/7. And now that my kids are like 4, almost 5 and 7, I have freedom and it's like so much better. And I've been planning these outings with my friends, and Adam Egget, who's been on this show, my best friend Shauna, and her husband Jimmy and we went to see the Sisters of Mercy, which again, I know, very popular Gothic band. You guys are probably all familiar with their material. I would to say, like, all in all, decent show. I'm a little disappointed that they didn't play all their hits, okay? They were playing some really esoteric stuff. And as a fan, I wanted to just hear the hits, especially because they're an older band. It's like they're doing like an older thing. And so that was a little disappointing, but overall, if you're looking to see a good goth show, there you go. What was really cool is just to be around all the not stupid, but all the stuff that I liked as a teenager. It's so cool to get to relive your adolescence again. And so Sean and I, of course, dressed up. I'm going to go to my Instagram account and I'll show you guys how we looked for the show. It was pretty rad. I decided to go a little against the grain for a typical goth night. Like, I wore a black dress, but then I wore a white jacket over it because I think the key to like revisiting your youth is now you're older and you've got a little more money and you want to like buy the dope version of the thing you were into. You don't want to wear Doc Martens. You want to wear, Versace's or like whatever the higher end version is. So here we are. We're deliberately trying to look cool, just so you guys know. My husband could not be more mortified and embarrassed by me. I initially wanted him to come, and then at the day of, I gave him permission not to, and I think he was okay with that. Yeah, I'm glad he didn't, because he would have just been miserable. But it was fun. It's fun to see how, like, oh my God, all the goths my age are just so fat now. Everybody's so fat and old and squished into their latex, and so good. And you guys, I got crazy. Like, I had 3 glasses of white wine. I was fucking hammered. And I don't know if you've ever tried Nicorette gum, but Adam chews it. And I was so desperate for a piece of gum, I chewed it and I was like, whoa, I was blown away. It's intense. Have you chewed it?
I've not. I'm just a classic cigarette smoker.
You've never tried, has anyone tried Nicorette?
I have.
How did you feel about that?
Oh, it gives you a buzz, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was so spicy in my mouth too. I was like, I think I'm going to vomit. Like I actually, because I was drunk on top of taking it. That's the thing. You can't mix your vices. You got to choose one. And so I was loaded and I took this Nicorette and it just shot in the back of my throat, like this spicy, hot, burning, like my throat's even doing it right now, just thinking about it. Is that what it normally feels like to smokers?
There's a specific way you're supposed to chew that gum. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, whoops.
Or if you were just chewing it like normal gum.
Yeah, I was chewing it like normal gum.
Yeah, you're supposed to like chomp on it a little bit and then stick it in between your gums and your cheek.
Like dip?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Adam did not tell me that. Yeah, I chewed it and it was like a Chewels. Remember Chewels gum or Tidal Wave? It was like you bit into it and then just like a wave of just hot spice came out of it. And I was like,
Welcome to Redland Skate Park,
yeah.
pussy.
Yeah. It was like the first time I took acid and I took 2 taps instead of 1. I should have just taken 1. I should have followed directions and I never fucking do. And I literally was like holding back the vomit. You know, I was like, I'm not going to do it because I have a severe phobia of vomiting. And I just kept swallowing and I'm like, it'll be fine. And then my dumb dog brain was like, just keep chewing it. Just keep chewing. Like, I don't know why I didn't spit it out immediately. I was like, I'm going to power through this. Like a fucking retard. And then I finally did spit it out. So yeah, so good to see my oldest, dearest friend. Sean and I have been friends since we were 14. And like Jenny Pentland, she's been on the show. We've been friends since we were 13. It's just good to see your homies that you've grown up with because like you share a brain. It's very bizarre. Like those childhood friendships are so different than friendships you develop later in life. And I think it's because you literally are forming your brains together. So like all the jokes and all the way you see the world, it's like you've co-created that space. It's so weird. So now like I have a level of comfortability with her and Jenny that I don't have with any other human being. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you guys have that?
Yeah, like best friends.
No, not deeper than that. Like I'm talking like childhood shit, like 14, 13, where your brains are like forming together. Yeah. Well, it gets even trippier the older you get because like you value it even more when you're like, you know, fucking mid 40s and you're like, everybody sucks. I hate everything. And then you see those people that just so get you and you so get them. And it's just like, it's like a relief. It's like, oh God, I'm home, you know? I don't know.
No, totally. It's like the type of person where you could not see or talk to each other for a couple years. And then you just pick it up exactly where you left off. Yeah. It's
the, like, I saw this meme that was like, you know, you're really best friends with someone when you don't have pictures together. And I was like, yo, like aside from this, I don't think Sean and I have taken a photo together in, 20 years. So it was pretty cool. And then also I know like going the totally opposite direction, I saw The Little Mermaid with my kids yesterday, from Sisters of Mercy to The Little Mermaid. And I mean, can I say spoiler alert before I won't give away? I mean, the plot's the same. They haven't changed the plot.
Brand new. It's brand new.
Not by the time it drops.
True, yeah.
This comes out in July. So by then it'll be like everyone will
it's
know.
A remake. Yeah, if it's beat for beat the same, you go on. Whatever you want.
It's pretty much beat for beat the same. For motherfuckers listening, yo, it's July. If you haven't seen this shit already, then you don't even love The Little Mermaid. Do you even know The Little Mermaid? So Yeah. Okay. So, okay. Let's go for it. Disney managed to crowbar every possible cultural identity and responsible, whatever, blah, blah. It's completely politically correct in every way. The girl that plays it was fantastic. She did a lovely job. The cast was great. Like, great. Special shout out to the Sea Witch, Melissa McCarthy. Holy mackerel, this broad is so funny and so good as Ursula, which is my favorite character in the thing anyways. And Awkwafina, I almost vomited, who played the seagull. What's his fucking name? Peppy? I don't know, but you know what I mean, the seagull. And she does a new song, which was fucking amazing. She's really, really talented. She does a lot of these Disney movies, Awkwafina, so she's really good. So yeah, they crowbarred all the fucking requisite identities, and the only thing that wasn't represented, and I'm a little upset, there were no trans mermaids. No gays, no trans. Talk about an ableist, very ableist mermaid community. No handicaps or fatsos, but they did have it was every race. I mean, literally, there's a scene in the end where it's like the UN of mermaids. Like, she's saying goodbye to her family. And it's like the little Chinese kid, the fucking, the sassy black mermaid, the fucking Latino mermaid. It's like, Jesus, we get it. It's a small world after all. I got it. I get it. I mean, they went so far as to make the prince that she falls in love with adopted so that his mother can be black. And you're like, all right, fine. But look, I'm here for it. I like difference. I think it's fine, cultural. But it really was, it was so heavy-handed that it sucked the joy right out of the movie. I think that was my issue, is there's comedy in this. There was comedy. And now it's it really is a tale of a young woman who's toxic masculinity, her toxically masculine patriarchal father is holding her back from her passion. And then Prince Eric consensually kisses the girl. It's so, you're just I get, can't we be joyful anymore? Very little joy. See, look how heavy even the Little Mermaid, and it's the dad, and he's like, I will oppress you, daughter. It's all about her sticking it to the patriarchy. Yeah. I don't know. So that was a bummer. And then my kids were like, this sucks. I'm like, I know. It's 2 hours too. So
Woof.
It was hard to keep them sitting there. I had to feed them a lot of candy and shit to get them to stay.
I was talking to someone about this the other day. And do you remember the Cinderella remake in the 90s with Brandy and Whitney Houston? And
I don't know if I saw that. Was it good?
Oh, that sounds familiar.
I don't remember if it was good, but it's kind of what makes that, it didn't feel like they were shoehorning that stuff in back then. So I don't know what the difference is between that and what they're doing now. So
the crowbarring of fucking cultural, so they did it really well with Triton, or the king, right? The Sea King. They had every mermaid from every culture. And he says, oh, my daughter's from the 7 seas. So that could make sense, right? One of your daughters is Asian. She's from whatever seas in Asia. And then the blonde one's from, I don't know, some fucking Nordic sea. And then, you know what I mean? So that makes sense. But you're yeah, it's just a lot. This is organically amazing. You've got Whitney Houston, who's an amazing talent, and Brandy, together. That's banging. But yeah, and it was live action. It was fucking weird, dude. Yeah, Brandy's cool.
Oh, Jason Alexander was in there.
That's Jason. Yeah, it was so culturally appropriate. Oh my God, yeah, Grimsby is Indian, and then the mother is black, and the kid is white. Okay, cool. That's how every family is, right? Who doesn't have a black mom and an Indian? But you know what's ironic is that I did growing up, and I'm where's my representation? Where's the Hungarian mother with an Indian husband and a Canadian daughter, 3 Indian stepsisters? Where's my representation?
It's in the Cinderella, 1997.
I know. The irony is I was one of these weird families of where's my representation? But, Yeah, everybody was, my fucking family was Indian. It's so funny. But I never thought, like, I really need to see this. I need to see representation to feel okay about my weird family. Whatever. Okay, so there you go. There's that. And then I posted this really cool thing. As you know, if you have a toddler, they will steal your phone and take awesome pictures of you and of the floor and of the ceiling and of your closet over and over and over again. So I thought I would share some super cool, flattering photos that my 4-year-old took of me. And it really went over well on the gram. Here's still number 1. This is me. I just woke up.
Great hair, Jane.
Great hair. I've got gray hair when I wake up. Great hair. Shout out to Alan Martinez, my guy for 20 years. Here I am just having coffee, chatting with my friends who are visiting. And what I like about this is it's nice and close, very flattering, and in mid-sentence, which is just what you want. Go ahead to the next one. Oh, even better. The expression is ambiguous, but you can see that I'm just starting to get annoyed with him taking pictures of me. It's a little bit of like, come on, fuck off, dude. And now to the next still. God damn it, Julian. Get the fuck away from me. That's a horrible picture. Don't you love seeing horrible pictures of you? I laughed at this for so many minutes with my friend. Bad pictures are the fucking best, dude. And
every little bit dies when I see one.
You what?
Every little bit dies in me when I see one.
Really? I think it's hilarious.
But I think any version of me where I see myself on camera, I'm like, ugh.
I know. It's so hard to see yourself. That's why celebrities go crazy with like Botox and filler and surgery, because people just are brutal to public figures. But wait, this is like back when you would get photos developed. You know, there's a few turds in the bunch like this, and like getting it physically printed back in the day, you're like, oh my God, like you throw it in the trash so fast. Okay, let's look at it. And this is a bonus shot. That was cool. That one's the coolest one, I thought. It's just like super, super close. I'm in mid-sentence. And it's got that cool side eye, where it looks like I'm a blind person. It's really nice. So that was pretty rad. Yeah, that happened this weekend. And then I had a Pazsitzky Effect a while ago that I've been meaning to share with you guys. Let's bring up what the listeners have. Also, you guys submit your own Pazsitzky Effects. You know how I love these. Where my mom's at gmail.com.
Pazsitzky Effect.
213-375-5184 to leave a voicemail. I fucking love these. I love finding out that the world is not as it seems. This episode is sponsored by Sundays Dog Food. Sundays is air-dried dog food made from a short list of human-grade ingredients. It contains 90% meat, 10% vegetables, and 0% synthetic nutrients. Besides USDA beef and all-natural chicken, you'll find digestive aids like pumpkin and ginger, plus disease-fighting antioxidants. Dog parents report noticeable health improvements in their pups, including softer fur, fresher breath, better poops, and more energy. Let me tell you, unlike other fresh dog food, Sundays is zero prep, zero mess, and zero stress. Sundays is shelf stable, which makes it easy to feed your pup top quality food. Every order ships right to your door, so you'll never worry about running out of dog food again. We worked out a special deal for our dog-loving listeners. Get 35% off your first order of Sundays. Go to sundays4dogs.com/WMMA or use code WMMA at checkout. That's sundaysfordogs.com/WMMA. Upgrade your pup to Sundays and feel good about the food you feed your dog.
We're supposed to go to the gynecologist once a year just to check in. But what about your fertility? How do you know what's going on there? I'm always a big believer in planning ahead and being armed with the facts before you feel anxiety about your fertility. That's why Modern Fertility was created. It's an easy and affordable way to test your fertility hormones at home with a single finger prick. Mail it in with a prepaid label and you'll get your personalized results within 6 business days. Traditional hormone testing at fertility clinics can cost over $600. Boy, do I know it. I spent a GD fortune. But Modern Fertility tests the same general set of hormones for only $179. Boy, did I wish I had this back when I was going through my fertility stuff. And if you go to modernfertility.com/WMMA, you can get $20 off your test. Right now, Modern Fertility is offering our listeners $20 off the test when you go to modernfertility.com/WMMA. That means your test will cost $159, which is a fraction of what it would cost at a fertility clinic. Get $20 off your fertility test when you go to modernfertility.com/WMMA. modernfertility.com/WMMA.
So for the longest time, God, this one's so embarrassing. You know when you get like a box of food or like a box or a can and it shows you, like for instance, go to like stovetop stuffing. I was looking at a box of like macaroni and cheese or stovetop. No, the actual product
like
box.
nutrition facts?
Yeah. Or just the packaging. And you know how it'll say serving suggestion? I thought it was always, they were like, you can serve it like this, like dripping with gravy, or you can serve it like this with celery cut up in it. No, not like that. Like the actual photograph of the food and it'll say serving suggestion. Well, do you guys know what serving suggestion means?
What?
But what do you think serving suggestion means? Like click on that picture of the chicken one that says 6 servings. And then like, does it say it on the little font, the little type serving suggestion? Oh my God. Okay, but what do you think it means? What do you think it means when they're like serving suggestion?
Serving suggestion would be what? Like how many servings one person
like
should be able to
serve
eat?
6 people?
Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought it was, you can serve it like this to look like this.
Oh, like the cover?
Oh my God.
That's brilliant.
Like you can make it look crunchy or drippy, or like you can make it look the way we have
You
in
can
the
put
picture.
broccoli on the plate with it if you want.
That's the serving suggestion.
So you think that there's 6 serving suggestions? There's 6 different ways you could prepare it?
I don't know why I didn't I didn't put that together. But I was just like, it's a serving suggestion. Like we're suggesting you serve it this way, is how I read that my entire life. Until recently I was like, oh, they're saying like this should suggest how much you eat of it at a given time. No,
You should eat
no
a
clue.
1/6 of this box.
No
and
clue.
that's the suggestion.
No clue. 0 clue my entire life. Until like a month ago when I discovered this. I mean, okay, let's see. So that's a serving suggestion.
That looks like way less than what's in the full box.
Oh, yeah. Like when you start looking at what a serving consists of, when you start dieting or whatever, you're like, oh my God, I've been eating so much more, right? Than what I'm supposed. You're like, a serving is nothing.
Sometimes I make a thing of ramen, like some nice ramen, and it's just like, oh yeah, hey, this is 2 servings of ramen. And it's like,
yeah.
But you make it all at once. What, I'm supposed to save half a thing of ramen for tomorrow? Get fucked, I'm eating all of this.
Yeah, right. Then why not sell 1 serving or tell you like this is actually 2 servings, like one box of ramen or 1 chunk is actually 2 servings?
Yeah.
Who the fuck does that? Nobody does that.
You know what? It's the gift and curse of buying from in bulk from Costco. Is that they're like, yeah, you know, this should just last for a minute, and so you should,
my
like
God.
it's for families, but not the way I do it.
But like, no wonder we're such fatsos. I mean, I had no clue my whole life. Does anybody follow serving suggestion? I don't know. No, right?
Nah, I just eat.
Yeah, you just eat like a dog.
Like, have you ever weighed? Like, because like a serving suggestion of chicken is like 6 ounces, but have you ever seen 6 ounces of chicken?
It's nothing.
It's just like, yeah, this is an appetizer.
I
think they do it to trick you into thinking whatever you're eating is healthier than it is. Like you see like, oh, it's only 200 calories, but actually it's like 800 calories.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Right.
Because 1 serving is 200 calories, half the ramen, but the whole brick, bro.
Yeah.
Now that's a massive fucking meal.
Right, and that's the thing that you have in your head is like, even if you go to the supermarket, like I've bought ribeye steaks, I'm like, oh great, this will be a good dinner. But then at the end of it, you're like, I can't even finish. How is this? This is just
so
1 meal
much.
of meat. And it's like, that's like 3 or 4 meals of meat, dude.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's so funny. Matt Fullstrong was over at our house, and his wife was like, yeah, he doesn't eat. I'm like, really? He's like, no. He's like, I feel like I don't have to eat as much as everyone thinks they do. And I'm like, I think you're right, because I had guests staying with me, right? And I was feeding them 3 meals a day, and like 3 epic meals. Like I was cooking like fucking bacon and eggs and muffins, and then lunch is like tacos and queso, and then dinner is like ribs. And I'm like, this is like I would eat one of these 3 meals and that's it for the day. But we were going hard, but that's wild, dude. You ever see those TikToks where they're like, what I eat in a day as a fat person, not on a diet?
No.
Oh, that's great. You follow fat people who don't give a shit. I follow those people. It's always like, and I had a breakfast burrito with tater tots. And then for lunch, a rack of ribs. And then for dinner, you're like, this is amazing. Okay, what do you have? We have a Pazsitzky Effect. Let's do it. What's yours?
So this is something I've been doing for like 30 years.
I love it. Those are the best ones.
Whenever I get into a car, I just know that my head is just going to get cranked by the top of the door and my neck is going to get janked this way.
Sure.
You know what I learned?
What?
I can fucking lean forward.
Wow.
And then my head doesn't get hit by the car.
Wow.
And like, I have neck problems now. Like this has been affecting my life. And like, I figured this out 3 days ago and I'm like, holy shit, this is 5 times in a row I haven't hit my head getting into the car.
I'm very confused by this.
Same.
What do you mean?
What are you confused about? I get it. I totally understand what he's saying. I would do the same thing.
Because like, yeah, you open the door and then it's just like
you just go like this.
I just got like a tall torso, you know? And so it's just, I'm just like, oh yeah, let me just get in and then just.
I think I do the same thing. I contort my body to fit what's happening.
Right,
versus...
to the point where I have an unsymmetrical kink in the left side of my neck to try and not hit my head on the way in, but it never works if I kink it this way. Lean forward.
Do you guys get it now? Do you get what he's saying?
Not at all.
I mean, I don't know if that's a Pazsitzky effect. I think that's just like not knowing how to figure things out.
That's what
it is.
Effect.
That's the very essence of it, Chad.
Trying to deny your Pazsitzky
I know
effect.
it.
I mean, getting in a car is a pretty basic thing to do.
Not
right?
for us, because we're retarded. I don't think you get it.
Chad, you ableist piece of shit.
Yeah, the whole segment is how we're inherently stupid. I guess you don't have any of those moments, smart Chad. You don't do.
Plenty.
You've never done something your whole life, and you're like, oh my god, why am I doing it this way? You will start thinking about it.
I'm sure I have quite a few.
You're just not admitting how dumb you are. Part of the Pazsitzky effect is to admit how stupid you are, and that's really tough.
I mean, I try to, but you guys reinforce my smartness all the time.
No. But smarts are often the dumbest. You can change it.
I have one that I discovered that I'm not ready to learn yet.
Sure.
I'm not ready to learn this Pazsitzky effect yet.
Sure, go ahead.
I've been not tying my shoes for the longest time because you don't need to. The way that I lace them, you just lace them up and then you tie a knot under the tongue and then you just leave it and you kind of tuck that into your shoe.
That's brilliant.
I haven't tied the bow
Buddy,
tie.
Can I tell you something?
Huh.
That is fucking brilliant because there are shoes I won't put on because I'm like, I don't want to fucking tie them.
Fucking say.
Like, I am so lazy that I will wear the slip-ons just so I don't have to do that.
Wait, so your shoes,
show us your technique.
Slip-ons?
Yeah.
Bro, what the fuck?
It's just like that.
Bro.
You just tie
Let me see. Put it to the camera. Shut the front door.
You just tie a knot underneath the tongue.
See,
that's brilliant.
You lace them up all the way to that point, and then you just tie it.
That kind of gives me anxiety, though.
Why?
What if you need to undo? Like, what if that becomes such a super tight knot, and you could never undo that knot now?
Ask your girlfriend. She got nails.
She does have nails.
That's true, and you can use skizzers. And just cut them.
Scissors.
And get new laces.
You wild. Scissors.
Bad suggestions on the people that don't know how to get into cars.
So what's the problem with that? That seems like a flawless theory.
Well, it's pretty cool until you wear shoes that kind of need to be tied. And I've discovered that after not tying my shoes for like 10, 15 years, I don't know how to tie shoes anymore. I straight up forgot how to tie shoes.
I believe
and I was
it.
doing it, and I'm like, I could look this up,
Yeah.
But I'm just upset with myself.
Sure.
So I'm not gonna learn it. I'm just gonna
I
go
agree.
ahead and
You don't
not
want to
tie
type that
shoes.
into YouTube,
Nope.
how to
I
tie
so
shoes.
agree
Doesn't
with
feel
you.
good.
Because it's going to come with the rhyme that teaches kids.
Yeah. I'm teaching my kids how to do it. If you want a tutorial, come over.
What's the rhyme?
Loop, swoop, and I don't know.
Loop-de-loop, and pull. Shoes looking cool. That's SpongeBob. I remember that.
Oh,
one.
okay.
There's left
But I
bunny
still
ear,
can't
right
do it.
bunny ear. And
Yeah.
And then they just kind of fuck in the middle, and then you pull
They
them apart.
fuck in the middle. You're
mean,
gonna say that
that's-
to your kids. Yeah.
So
not
Enny
quite.
doesn't know how to tie his shoes, and Nadav doesn't know how to get in a car. I don't know if I have any that.
You do. I
okay.
swear to God, everyone has blind spots to what they're doing. And you just have to like start to be cognizant and you'll be like, oh my God, I'm so dumb. But to Enny's point, I've avoided getting in cars because I forgot how to hook up my phone to the system to hear my music. And I'm like, I just don't want to do it. I don't want to figure things out. I'm so fucking exhausted.
So do you drive in silence?
No, I just won't take that car. You forget time. I'll take a car that I'm familiar with. Yeah. You have to understand my husband has a mental disorder where we have cars, like cars. He can't try it out the wife, so he buys a new car is what I tell him. So we have so many cars and like I'm a creature of habit. I like to make most of my life just unconsciously function. So if there's one thing that I have to focus on, it's like, God damn, I don't want to give my mental attention to anything that I don't have to because it's exhausting for me. I feel like I have a finite amount of my brain that can handle new experiences in a day. You know, I want it automated. So anyway, I totally get that. Yeah, I'll just go in a car I'm familiar with just so that I don't have to fucking listen to think about stuff. Okay.
That is you're
I'm
like
such an idiot.
because whenever I get a rental, like if I've ever gotten a rental car,
I hate it.
and it's just like, hey, it's got Bluetooth capabilities, but it's like, oh, so that's like 3 buttons. I got to figure out what order to push them in.
Oh, I can't wait until we like improve this technology.
Yeah, I just hit FM and I hit track forward until I get music, and it's like I don't care what it is.
And Siri sucks my dick. She's never good. She never answers correctly. She's always misunderstanding me, putting my music on. Like, just perfect this shit, Elon. Okay. Let's do some other ones. These are so much fun. And Chad, just think about it. Just like start to notice how you live in the world.
I'll definitely think about it and try to bring one to you.
Just like, yeah, fall. Just start to be cognizant when you're like, oh my God, I don't have to do it like this.
Cool.
Yeah. It'll happen. Everybody's stupid.
Hey, Mommy. Yeah, so I just got back from the grocery store, and I had a Pazsitzky Effect. And, yeah, you can add more ingredients to the bag salads that you can buy, like the pre-made bag salads that come with all the dressing and
Oh,
toppings.
my God.
And I just realized I can add to it. I don't just have to eat what they give me.
Oh, my God.
Learned that today. Today years old. Thanks. Love ya. Bye.
Dude, I just learned that with you. Bro, did you, be honest, did you fucking, I never conceived of that.
I'll say I've never bought bag salad because my mom never let me do that. But
That's too expensive.
But with ramen, I recently I was just like, wait, you could add you could put an egg in there if
Oh,
you
yeah.
want.
Egg slapped. You can put Parmesan cheese. I know it's disgusting.
What the
You can put
fuck?
ketchup. You can put spaghetti sauce. I've made spaghetti with ramen noodles because I was too lazy to wait for the pasta to get ready when I was a latchkey kid.
Too late. All right.
You can use those noodles for anything.
Yeah.
This is not a hack.
I love ketchup.
This is-
Parmesan shaky cheese.
Don't like this.
What do you mean you don't like this? This is awesome. I'm sharing cool stuff with the world.
What was it? Wait, what was it like? Like, would you eat that today and you'd be like, oh, this reminds this is
Yeah,
good.
the problem is when you're a latchkey kid and you grow up eating disgusting foods, it wires into you as pleasurable. So now, like, if I were to make ramen, which I don't eat very often, I would do it with an egg, and then shaky cheese. Don't ask me why.
The shaky cheese is the wild. Like,
I love shaky cheese. on
egg, I
anything.
get.
The egg is
egg,
great.
I get.
Yeah.
That does make.
I don't
that
know why I
elevates
started
it.
doing that. I honestly think because we didn't have anything in the house.
There's some green onions in there.
What is that? You're fancy growing up. Green onion, just in the fridge, dude. I had like 5 ingredients to work with. I had like shaky cheese, ketchup, ramen noodle, egg, white bread, Wonder Bread, sugar, butter. Like that's what the latchkey kid diet was. Just shit. Wow, you guys are depressing. Really? Okay, but did you know that you could add vegetables to a bagged salad? That blew me away.
I didn't even know you could get salad with the dressing in it. Like, I thought, like, you saw, like, a whole thing. I'm like, oh, that's, like, I'm not allowed that. Like, I have to get the salad mix and the dressing and do it, and then, like,
it comes
not
with
add stuff
something
with it.
shitty, yeah. But the idea that you could use that as the template and then just add your own, like, I assume that those are the rules of the bag. You know, like, you have to just eat what's in that bag. You're not allowed. That is so wild. Did you get that, Enny? Oh, you don't eat salad.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know the fuck
Chad,
y'all
you
talking
eat
about.
salad?
Salad.
I do. I don't usually use the dressing that comes with it.
Never.
Not really. I usually
like
have
the
my
dressing.
own dressing. So
But did you add to the contents of the bag?
sometimes,
personalize
yeah,
it. Wow.
yeah. I usually just use it as like lettuce for a salad. I don't necessarily listen to what it's trying to tell me to make.
It's official.
Wow.
Chad is cat.
Chad is cat.
Chad is cat.
Sorry,
Just-
I don't have any dumb things that I
Just all of Chad is Cap. Chad is a totality.
Straight up cap.
Yeah, I think he's Cap too.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Cap and Chad over here.
Cap and Chad.
Well,
I
think
agree.
my Pazsitzky effects are like bigger live things like,
Go ahead.
oh, I don't have to be an alcoholic.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh, I
yeah.
don't have to like,
Yes.
That's not it.
Yes.
yeah.
No,
I mean,
but
oh,
those
I don't
are-
have to do things that are outside of my best interest. Like I could
Yes.
do things that are good for me.
That's a massive Pazsitzky effect. But those are like big scale. Absolutely. Can I tell you that was like the initial of this idea came from being in my 20s and being a fucking loser. And my life was spiraling. I'll never forget. I was a sophomore in college. I was studying philosophy. I had blue hair. The guy I was dating was a crystal meth addict who dropped out of school, who lived across the street from me, who wouldn't call me for days. And then when I did see him, I would go to his place and he had rearranged all of his furniture. He was like a fucking loser. And I started doing drugs with him and hanging out. And I was like, what am I doing? My grades slipped. And then I took existentialism. And it was the first time, it was, what is it, Jean-Paul Sartre. And he said, essence does not precede existence. Essence does not precede existence. That's just fancy talk for you determine your identity, not your binary identity, not your sexual identity. That's whatever you wanted it to be. But this idea that you can use choice to deliberately change the course of your life, that you're not just this like amoeba floating around aimlessly like a leaf blowing in the wind, was tremendous. Like you can consciously create a life based on choices you make. That was like revelatory. And since then I was like, oh, I'm a fucking loser. I gotta turn this ship around, man. So I dumped the guy. I dyed my hair black. And I went abroad for a year and straightened my shit out, you know. But that is a huge, and that's kind of the genesis of this thing. Like this is on a stupid, silly scale of like I can have more than one phone charger, but yeah, the overarching theme of it is like on a daily basis of like, oh, my husband's not my father. I don't have to be angry at him, you know, like the unconscious stuff that you carry around. And by the way, for those of you listening, whoever you marry, for especially the young bloods in here, whoever you choose to marry, just know that like you're picking them because you will work out all your unconscious shit with them. It is fucking wild. And I wish someone had told me that, or maybe they did tell me that, but I wasn't ready to hear it. Because when you choose somebody in your 20s or your early 30s or whatever it is, it's so unconscious. It's like you cannot control. That's why they're like the heart wants what it wants, because when you're fucked up, you just choose some other fuck up like you to work out your stuff with. And that's the secret, is working it out with them, not bailing or acting out and having affairs or doing drugs or doing every other destructive behavior and going like, well, wait a minute, why am I doing this? Stay present, stay cognitive, stay in it. And you go like, oh, that's why these motherfuckers I mean, blowing up relationships, having affairs, or doing whatever destructive behavior. It's because they're not aware of what's actually happening, which is your unconscious mind is throwing stuff at you from the past and you're projecting it onto your partner, most likely, right? You got mommy issues or whatever. You're going to hate your wife for probably the same stuff that you hate your mommy for. So it's a fucking game, man. So staying conscious and stay woke, as the kids say, but not that way, but staying aware of, and another big thing I learned, which changed my life completely, was Heidegger. To be aware that we are not yet thinking. Oh, would you look up? I'm sorry to nerd out on you guys, but listen, I've studied the most useless shit for 4 years. There are some things. Google what is called thinking. What is called thinking? Martin Heidegger, who was a German philosopher, and he had some bad personal life decisions, which we won't go into, but he was a phenomenologist. And what's really cool about those guys is that they were more about reality and the nature of reality and the nature of the world. And they weren't these guys that were like just brains in a jar, which Descartes was, the guys that these white men were responding to. So yeah, it was all about existence and being in the world, and how that's how you define yourself and define your life, by being in the world, in it, not separating yourself. This is the stupidest quote, but this changed everything. The most thought-provoking thing in our thought-provoking time is that we are still not thinking. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? What a stupid quote. The most thought-provoking thing in our thought-provoking time is that we are still not thinking. So among many other things, which I'm sure I'm misquoting and getting incorrectly, it's the idea that there's levels of thinking. And when I read that, I was like, oh, so there's I think about taking a shit. I think about folding my clothes. I think about picking the kids up from school. But are you really thinking? Are you really thinking about things, about your life, about your own thoughts? And that is what separates you from the animals and from people who fucking fail at life, is the ability to think about your own thoughts. Boom. And that's what these stupid things are. Pazsitzky effects are on a smaller scale of oh, that's stupid. Why do I do that? But staying aware and staying conscious is the key to everything. Yeah. And the older I get, the more I like to think about stuff. I never get bored. I never get bored. I can just sit and think about stupid thoughts. But anyway, that's what I've learned in 46, almost 47 years of life, is to think about your own thoughts. And that way you'll save yourself a lot of heartache by making mindless mistakes with people and in life. I have to piss. Let's take a break. All right, I just took a fucking great piss, which is another thing that Heidegger also said, is that after you think about stuff, you take a good deep shit. Now that's why people hate philosophy, because it's so stuffy. And it's I really wish these smart old white guys would have just explained stuff in normal speak, because it's it's all stuff that you need to know, I feel but people are just it's its own language. So before we get into some very important follow-ups, Enny, you said you have a Pazsitzky effect. Go ahead.
Yeah, this weekend I was putting together something from IKEA or whatever, and
yeah,
whenever you get those packages, they come with all the tools and screws and all that with the instructions, and they always include this fucking piece of shit, hex key or Allen wrench or screwdriver or whatever. And I've been suffering for the past 20 years with that piece of shit fucking.
Yeah, it's the worst.
I have so many tools at home, so many tools. And I just this weekend realized I could use, not only can I use a regular fucking screwdriver, I can use a drill, dog, and get this done in 10 fucking minutes.
Oh my gosh.
So stupid, dude.
Yeah,
so stupid.
But
it's upsetting.
But it's also because you give those IKEA instructions authority. Because you're well, that must be how I do it, because they're the people that. But you're no, you're not beholden to their stupid ways of thinking.
And I
God
imagine,
damn it, those Swedes,
right?
Fucking Swedish cunts with their delicious meatballs and their stupid Allen wrench, everything.
I imagine the reason why I did it too is I imagine in the beginning I did not have one, so I just got used to that. They're we use the one that's in the package. I remember it actually being a convenience where I'm thank God they included a screwdriver in this one. I don't have to go look for whatever.
Yeah.
But now it's I don't need to do that anymore. I have fucking
tools, bro.
Complete toolkit. Yeah, there's no need.
Yo, you could use a drill.
You can use a fucking drill.
The drill is the ultimate game changer and all that too. That's fuck a screwdriver. Why are we even fucking with screwdrivers no more? I don't understand. Yeah, why would I? No, you're right. Wow, that is kind of a deep thought. Chad, did you know that you could not necessarily use the tools given to you from IKEA?
Yeah, I think so.
God,
must be nice.
Such cap. Even when you were 20, like you were in college and poor as shit.
I wasn't buying IKEA furniture at 20. I was finding free shit on the street or going to Goodwill.
Okay, yeah, me too. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I couldn't afford an IKEA thing until I was like 26, and I remember being like, "This is so fucking cool, dude."
The first time I bought something at IKEA was when I moved here.
Oh wow! Okay. Yeah, the lock table, LAK, or whatever. I thought it was just like
the perfect square one.
The perfect square. Yeah. It really is the perfect square.
Everyone, that's like we used to.
God, that's a good one.
I used to work at offices where you would use that as a standing desk. You'd just put that on top of your normal desk, and then you could just be on your laptop while standing.
Oh, that's amazing.
That was the first standing.
Yeah, they had some dope shit. Like the problem with IKEA is like, it sucks putting together your own furniture, but can't you pay those motherfuckers to do it for you? Like, can't you be like, I'm opting out of this? Yeah, someone. Yeah.
That's what when I moved here, I ordered a whole bunch of because it was cheaper for me to just buy new stuff than to ship my old stuff.
Of course, yeah.
So I bought new stuff. I'm like, I'm going to have one day and I'm going to put everything together. And then I saw one thing had 250 pieces. Here's a Pazsitzky effect. You hire someone.
Oh my God.
Give them a day rate of like, I don't know, 100, 150 bucks. And they assemble all the shit because they do that for a living.
They do. There's like services. Yeah, it's on Yelp. Like Yelp it. It'll be like helpers or helping hands or whatever.
You catch up on your HBO, your Netflix, whatever the fuck you want to do. Yeah.
Yo, can I tell you something? Ever since I'm like creeping towards death slowly because I'm old as shit. Like you go like, I don't have time. I don't have time for so many fucking things. I would just, if I can throw money at it, I do. Like, and that's money so well spent.
Same.
Damn. I don't want to buy handbags. I don't want to buy I want to buy convenience and time. I want to buy time.
My time is valuable and I prefer to do nothing with
1,000%.
Wow, must be nice. Must be nice.
Hey, dues paid, motherfucker. Dues paid. I've worked for 20 years to get to the point where I can pay a motherfucker to put together my table. So I gladly take that point of personal privilege. I've earned it. And that's another thing too. When you get older, you're like, I've earned it. I've paid the dues, dude. I've done it. Okay. But did you ever have the IKEA meatballs? Fucking delicious though.
Honestly, I've always kind of stayed away from it.
What?
Because I'm like, I'm buying furniture from here. I'm good on meatballs, dog.
Yeah, and I agree with you. But I had a Swedish friend who was like, yo, you got to try these meatballs. These are better than what I get in the old country. And we dined at IKEA one time in LA just to dine. So fucking good.
Just to dine.
The buffet, the restaurant in IKEA slaps.
They serve other stuff.
Bro, go ahead, fucking Google it. With the lingonberries, oh, get your life. Shit, I want it right now. I could eat IKEA lunch. Yeah, it slaps. It's good. Enny, am I wrong? Have you eaten there?
I'm not a fan. Yeah.
The desserts. Oh, you're fucking crazy.
Swedish apple cake, shrimp sandwich.
Not the shrimp sandwich. Look at the meat.
Salmon lasagna.
Hold on. Look at the meatball dish with the potatoes and the gravy. It's a whole fucking dish. No, that's all you're gonna get is the lingonberry. There it is. That slaps. That's good.
Fuck this.
No,
it's
that's
good.
pretty good.
See?
Swedish meatballs are good.
Thank you, Chad. You put the jizz on it, that
Did you
gravy
just have it
jizz.
for the first time when you moved here 2 years ago?
No, I'm part Swedish, so I've had it several times.
Oh.
Wait, so you went to IKEA just for the meatballs before you bought any furniture from it?
No, but probably.
No, no, I've never done that, but they are good.
Oh, you just like Swedish meatballs?
Yeah.
The IKEA ones specifically
Yeah,
are
just talking
so
about the IKEA ones.
good.
They're good there.
Yeah. Guys, come on. Why don't you be a little fucking culturally open? Listen, do yourself a favor if you're in IKEA and go down and eat those, but only get the meatballs with the jizz gravy and the lingonberry and the sides. Don't fuck with the shrimp sandwiches. That's disgusting. No. Every place has one good thing, just like every comedian has a good 5 minutes. Okay. Follow up. Here we go. This one says immigrant dirtbag. So while I'm not an immigrant, my grandparents were, so I got an amazing, oh God, I'm with puke, education in some dirtbag stuff. Probably the worst offender is one that I didn't realize was terrible until I mentioned it in a group of people talking once. My family shared bath water.
No.
Yo. No. And we're not even like in a third world country.
Wait, what?
Now hold on, let's see what she says. From eldest to youngest, everyone bathed in the same tub with the same water, which you could top off to make it warm again because they were on a well. They also only flushed if there was brown. If you flushed after making yellow, it was not going to go well for you.
How much money are we saving here?
Well, okay. And go P.S. I've exclusively used Aquafresh my entire life. Thank you. Extreme clean for the mother fudging win. I agree. I'm still a fan of the Aquafresh, but I mean, how poor are you? Like, I feel like even my parents, like, they wouldn't run the AC. They wouldn't run the heat.
I get that.
But
yeah.
water, bro?
Or did you do the thing where it's like, look, we're going to run the AC on cold for an hour, and then we're going to make that last the day.
And that's it. And at night, forget it. You're sweating all night long. My parents, or heater. No heater all night long.
For heater,
freezing.
We'll blast it to fucking 95 an hour before we go to sleep, and then it's like, well, hope this lasts till 7 a.m.
God.
And if you open one motherfucking window, holy shit.
You're going to get a talking to.
That's a wrap for you.
That's so true. It's so interesting because, like, even when Tom and I, when we lived together in the Rampart division at our poorest, when we got married, I would try doing that immigrant shit to him. I'd be like, right, well, I guess it's, lights out. Let's turn off the AC. And he was like, wait, what? He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, doesn't everybody just turn off the AC and the heating at night? He's like, Christina, no, you can just run it all day. I'm like, but that's going to cost a fortune. And it wasn't crazy. It's not that fucking crazy. It's not.
When I moved out on my own, I had that same mentality because my mom I didn't even know medicine worked until I was like 19. I thought it was just like, the doctor will just tell you to take Tylenol. I tell you to take Tylenol. Like that type of shit.
Yeah.
And then when I went to like my apartment, like my first apartment living on my own, I was just like, oh, I'm about to go to sleep. I really got to crank this down to like 60 so that it lasts for the night. And I was like, wait, if I just pump this up to like 70, let it cool. Let's see if my electricity bill comes to like $5,000. Christina, it didn't.
No,
it didn't. It
didn't.
stayed to a normal place.
Like yes, it will cost more. I'm not saying it won't.
Right.
But literally, I mean, back in the Rampart, we were paying like $150 for power
for like every
3 months.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you're like, that's not. That what? My whole life, my dad was trying to save fucking $70 versus like the comfort. It's just, it's incomparable. It's just, it's incomprehensible.
Wow,
yeah, all of those are maddening when you figure it out too.
Yeah, the math.
Maddening.
You're like, what? You
guys
get
that bill, you're like, wait a minute. There was like a time where I forgot that I left it on for a while, and I was like dreading the bill. I'm like, God damn, it's going to be way too much. And it was like $30 more. I'm like, what? Wait a minute. What?
Yeah.
That's what we were saving.
That's what but maybe in LA or something in like the 80s and 90s, was there like a power gouge or something?
Hell no.
Never.
Yeah, okay. So then
my mom we'd get fucking shootouts like, oh, you leave a room, you leave the lights on, huh?
Oh my God, the
Must
lights.
Be nice. Christina.
The fucking lights.
My lights never turn off in my apartment. You know why? Because I want people to think I'm there. It keeps the thieves away.
And that one, I guess, is a little different because now we got LED and it's like way more efficient, I guess. But I mean, what you saving with light bulbs? $8? Yeah, it ain't shit.
I think
cents.
There was a point in my life where that $30 was a big deal to have saved.
Yes.
So yeah,
but
I get that.
But Tom and I agree with you. Like at our poorest, I reiterate, like we would forego eating out. But that's one dinner. And now you can stay in a cool apartment in the middle of summer in Los Angeles in downtown LA. Like, oh my God, I would gladly, you always have a finite amount of resources, but you decide where to allocate them. It's like, dude, put it towards. But I know what you're saying, Chad. It is like, oh my God, I don't even have $20 in my bank account right now.
Digging for quarters in the couch.
Yeah, dude. Listen, I would go to Coinstar all the motherfucking time. I did everything, but I will say that water can be very expensive. Like we had a leak in something in our house and it was a few thousand. We're like, what the fuck, dude? There's a leak on your property. Like you couldn't have fucking notified like you guys. So water can be.
And I mean, and then like if you ever had a college experience and you're living with students for the first time, like you really start getting into, you find out all the cheap tricks that everyone else grew up with. Like, Like it's shit where it's just like, hey, you know, if you go to Costco, you get an Xbox, you can play that unlimited for 3 months and return it, no questions asked. So every 3 months, one of us would return an Xbox, and then the next person would get it and then return it 3 months later.
Brilliant. I forget too. I think we had one where we, for the phone company, we claimed financial hardship. You can do that when you're a student too. You're like, I'm so poor, and they give you like a poor person's phone. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a good one.
There was a genuine civil war in the apartment that I lived in, because like half of the people were like, I don't want to pay for cable. It's like,
oh my god.
But how are we gonna watch Judge Judy and Price is Right? Like, what are you're gonna take that away? That's not online.
Oh yeah.
I can't just I have to go somewhere else to watch it.
Oh yeah, we did the same. It was so instead they didn't want to buy cable, so I said, great, I'll just do it in my room, fuckers, and I did.
But then it's just
and I was like, great.
But then it's just like, wait, so now I have the burden of $180 bill for like some cable that you don't want.
Well, you find the other non-cheap motherfucker in the house, and the two of you split that. But I agree, it wasn't even worth it. I didn't have time really to even watch the cable.
It was like a fight. You're just like, you know what? I'm not going to do this fight. I guess I'm just going to be on my laptop and look at the internet, I guess.
Or the worst, because my roommates were too cheap to get cable too. So then they would all fucking go in the kitchen and watch Friends every Thursday and just laugh their tits off. I'm like, back then I was like, this ain't great, guys. I don't know. I know this is the big show. I can't. They're like, just you, Chandler. I'm like, ugh. Yeah, but sharing, she does say that they live on a well, which I'm not sure how, maybe there's such little amount of water that's why they shared it, but I don't know.
The fact that, and she said like she'll get in trouble if she flushes pee. Is that what she said?
Yeah, because it's a well. They live on a well. I guess that has something to do with it.
Well, I mean, that just doesn't sound. That sounds bad for you, dog.
Right. It's like, doesn't it start smelling like piss? You put 2 or 3 pisses on top of those. It starts smelling like piss.
It does, because my little boys don't flush all the time, and they just fill their toilet with piss, and I'm like, woo! You walk in there, and it is like. Yeah, pungent.
There's nothing like a wave of piss hitting you in the face when you walk in. So you're like, Jesus Christ.
Jesus. All right, let's do some voicemail follow-ups.
Hey, Mommy Jeans. This is Megan from Oregon. I was listening to episode 194 where you talk about having certain jobs where you kind of have to have the mentality to deal with crazy ass shit.
Yes.
And I never thought of that, like about the surgeon and where you'd want a surgeon that wants, to be a little crazy to take care of you. I work for the Department of Justice and I get to see all the crazy assholes that do horrendous shit all the time. And my husband thinks it's so absurd that I can sit there and eat my lunch while looking at horrible, horrible crimes and pictures. But I just have the mind to do it. So I guess I'm a little crazy. I don't know. It just made me think about it. Thanks, Mommy.
No, you're absolutely right. So there's something in your mind that can not process horrors. Well, you look at people have to do everything, right? Like there needs to be somebody that works at the morgue. There needs to be somebody who fucking puts formaldehyde in dead people's veins and then puts makeup on them and puts them out in a coffin. Like, yeah, we need grave diggers. We need people that can handle murder. We need people that can talk about shitting and stuff that we do on your mom's house. There's all kinds. The secret to happiness is just finding your lane and not letting your family of origin destroy your dreams, because they'll ruin that for you. Try to make you something. Can we play this video? I just wanted to do it as a sorbet. Kat says he's the top one, the new video.
Yeah.
I just love this video. I watched this so many times last week, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. It says, look, I'm gay. Look at me! Look, I'm gay! Oh, man, I love when cats talk. There you go. Oh, will you bring up the painter's tape mom hack? This one was pretty ingenious that I found online, too. And I don't know why I never thought of it. This is a fucking brilliant mom hack.
You will not see me traveling with kids and not packing painter's tape. This is the miracle travel with kids item. Let me show you why. First, painter's tape plus black trash bags, reusable, cheap, blackout curtains. We've used the same trash bags for years. Baby and plugs, painter's tape.
Nice.
Sharp corners your toddler can't see, painter's tape. Lost your luggage tag, painter's tape. Need to label something, painter's tape. Quick fix on a toy, painter's tape. And painter's tape is the ultimate toy. You've got a baby on a plane, you stick the tape on, they take it off. You stick the tape on, they take it off. Play toy rescue on the plane, painter's tape. You can have your kid try to peel it off with these fingers. And then try to peel it off with just these fingers. That's a sorting toy. Road for the cars, painter's tape. You can also do the same thing, but make it like an obstacle course where they have to like tightrope walk it across the room. Rental house cabinets not baby-proofed, painter's tape. Lint roller, painter's tape. It doesn't leave residue. It doesn't tear up the walls. It is everything. All hail the painter's tape.
I have no fucking idea. But she's right about, I do like the baby proofing. That is stellar. If you're traveling somewhere in a hotel or whatever, like painter's tape would be really good for those drawers, man. That's fucking lethal. Painter's tape, homie.
I kind of like that.
I know. You could tape shut the toilet too in a hotel so that the kid can't get into that and splash around.
Yeah, and then like tape their hands together in their mouth.
That'd be great until they're 5 and they become human people. Let's do one more follow-up.
Hey, Mommy. This is Jennifer from southern Alberta, Canada.
Okay.
I just thought of a badge dryer because I was driving and I saw this fucking dork riding one of those, like, motorized scooters. Like, I don't know, like, it's like something that a child would drive, like, you know, like a scooter. And it was motorized. And he was just, like, driving it with 2 feet side by side. Like, he was a little... 4-year-old, like, look, Mom, look at the tricks I can do. And he was, like, a big dude with, like he looks like a tough dude. Like, if I saw him not on the scooter, I'd be like, oh, that's a nice-looking guy, and he looks kind of tough. And then I look down, and he's, like, riding a little scooter, like unbelievable. Total badge dryer.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's mine for the day. That was horrible.
That is horrible.
I cannot even believe I saw that. And I saw it on my way to jiu-jitsu. So I'm going to train to be a freaking badass.
Yeah.
And this, like, loser is on a scooter, like, past me on the street.
Dude.
Okay, cool guy. Bye.
Girl, I feel that so hard. Like, every time I see one of these fucking nerds on those bird scooters we have in Austin, will you Google it so people can... Do you know what they're called? Birds?
Yeah, bird scooters, lime scooters,
so
fucking everyone's got one. It's
gay.
It's not.
It's gay and it's...
So every dude in the city is lame as fuck? What?
It looks like you may as well be butt fucking a dude.
Hey, yo.
Hey, if everywhere you go is shitty, maybe take a look under your shoe, sweetheart. That's all I'm gonna say.
This really touched a nerve with the Booth boys.
I don't like the scooters.
Yeah, they're fucking gay. Thank you, Chad. Can you Google it? Google it so people can see... No. I want my viewers to see how unmasculine they do. They look like what my 4-year-old wants me to buy him, those Razor scooters, but they're motorized. It's like grown men on Razor scooters. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, this is the gayest shit. Look how gay and emasculating that is.
It's not.
No, look at those homos. Look, go up. Oh my, look at the guy on there. Go ahead.
All right. I mean, he is kind of lame, but that ain't fair, though. The nigga's wearing a helmet.
Yeah, we don't wear helmets when we do it, Christine, because we're hardcore.
Wow. Nadav does not speak for us, but listen, this man's wearing a helmet. It ain't the same.
The helmet is the gayest.
No, you know what I'll say? I'll say the ones that buy their own and use that to get to place.
Oh my God.
That's lame as shit.
Look, if you're drunk.
But if you have an app and you use the thing to like get, like it's easier than Uber. Because then you have to wait like 5-10 minutes to get to the next part. You could just fucking get on a,
Look, if you're drunk and you pick one of these up random, fine. But I'm talking like a man that like gets to his job. You're like, I'm gonna throw up if I have to watch you do this.
Oh no! If you're commuting in this,
that's what I'm saying. That's so lame.
Yeah,
no, you're drunk and it's silly. You got a cigarette in your hand. Like that's different.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that will dry my pussy like nothing else is those standing segways. When I see a man on a standing segway, I can't run away. I just think it's so unmasculine. The standing one that the police, like this one, when you've seen like fat cops on them, oh my God.
Yeah, those were always lame as fuck.
So lame.
That's why they let cops drive them.
Yeah. They're lame. And like the cops on them are so fat. You're like, bro, you need to walk, homie. You need that exercise. Get off of it and walk. What?
They're not going to catch them on their Lamborghinis. They got to get on that Segway.
The Lamborghinis. You did not just say that. Did you just come up with that?
That was
No. That's well, it's either that or the Chevrolets, depending what type of.
Oh my God. Those are great. My 5-year-olds are going to love those jokes. You know what I just taught my 7-year-old? He's learning the planets. That you go to Jupiter to get more stupider.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm like, he's going to say that at school. I'll be getting an email shortly, I'm sure. You go to Mars to get more candy bars. But I didn't tell him the gender stuff. It's like boys go to Jupiter to get more stupider. Girls go to Mars to get more candy bar. I didn't teach him that stuff because God forbid that there's a difference between boys and girls.
What would be the non-binary planet?
Oh my God. Well,
probably Pluto.
Pluto, because it doesn't exist as a planet. It used to be a planet, but it's transitioned into a non-planet.
That is one of the best fucking answers to that question I think possible. It's a planet. It's not a planet. Fucking figure it out.
You're non-binary. Pluto's non-binary. Teach your kids. Pluto is non-binary. Boom. You're welcome. All right, listen, we got to head out. We up out of here. Hey, don't forget, take your Ubers. Be safe. Where my mom's at gmail.com. Woo! 213-375-5184. Play girls and play boys. All right, I love you. I'm non-binary, and I'll see you next time. Bye, Mommy.
Hi, Mommy. Thank you for watching that episode. Did you like what you see? I hope you did. So why don't you subscribe? Just click the subscribe button and, hit the notification bell so you can get notified. And also, why don't you watch another video? Watch one of these. You know what I'm saying? Like right here, down there, whatever. There's so much stuff, bro. I make these all the time for you to watch. That's why I'm here. I love you.